Good morning, everyone. We'll get started in a little bit.
Desarrollada. Estira.
Ya voy, mi amor.
I love this.
Good morning. I call this order at 9:05 a.m. We will proceed with roll call with Mr. David Guerra.
All right, good morning, everybody. I will now proceed with roll call. Please indicate your attendance by stating aye in the chat. Oliver Lozano, Claudia Garcia, Cristina De Leon, Cristina Rodriguez, Dina Guerra, Dina Lopez, Mireida Torres Avila, Jaime Miranda, Jake Gonzalez, James Martinez, Jeanette Garcia, Jeremy San Miguel, Jose Amieva, Kayla Bunteo,
Oh, no.
Crystal Chapel, Leslie Orozco, Maribel Mata, Myra Garcia, Melanie Garza, Alexis Ochoa, Monica Granado, Omar Nedzelski Jr., Rolando Segovia, Timothy Odoms, Travis McAlpine, Van Slusser, Veronica Villarreal, Yesenia Carter. Madam President, roll call is complete and quorum is established.
Thank you, David. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday, and welcome to our Staff Senate General Meeting for February of 2024. It is wonderful to have you guys here. We will begin our meeting with new business. Is there a motion on the floor for the approval of meeting minutes for November 2023 and January 2024?
I move to approve the meeting minutes for November 2023 and January
More
2024.
than the PI to sign that form.
Is there a second?
I seconded. Oh, Leslie can second it.
Yes. Thank you. All those in favor, please state aye in the Zoom chat. All opposed? Any abstentions? The November 2023 and January 2024 meeting minutes have been approved. To our first guest speaker of today's meeting, we have Dining Services, Luis Guzman. Good morning, Luis. Can you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Let me go
Good morning,
ahead and
everyone.
make you co-host, so that way you
Sure.
are able to share.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out the screen share. 1 second, please. There we go. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So good morning, everyone. Thank you all for having me. My name is Luis Guzman II, and I am the General Manager of UTRGV Dining Services with Chartwells. Happy to talk about some exciting things that we have done for you all over the winter break, some concepts that have come to campus, some construction, some new innovations. So with that said, I'll go ahead and get started. So over the winter break, we had a very, very busy December here in Edinburgh. The Vaquero Dining Hall underwent some extensive construction. We removed some equipment that was in the nature of 30 to 40 years old. We brought in some new serving stations. These serving stations include an allergen-free or friendly menu concept called Delicious Without. Delicious Without serves menu options. They're prepared without the 9 major allergens, such as peanuts, tree nuts, shellfish, eggs, milk, and soy. But it's really, really focused around being gluten-friendly. We have a 10-foot salad bar. We have a deli station that has now is all you can eat. Before, our sandwiches were made to order. Now, you know, our patrons can make their sandwiches and salads to their liking. A yogurt and fruit bar served all day. There's some beautiful graphics. It's a really, really refreshing space in the dining hall. And for those who don't know, we do have a faculty and staff appreciation day. Every Wednesday, we're offering a discounted price to all our faculty and staff for the rest of the semester. Every Wednesday, that price point will be $8 for all you can eat, all you can drink. Aguas frescas, soda, water, flavored water that's infused. So come on by to the Vaquero Dining Hall and take advantage of these new serving stations we have for you all. A concept that we reopened this spring semester, there was some equipment that didn't get delivered to our liking. So we opened for the first week of class and decided, you know, if we're going to do this concept, we're going to do it right. So we grand opened Valley Harvest on the 29th of January. Valley Harvest is our fruteria style concept. It kind of mimics, in a sense, Tropical Smoothie Cafe in the corporate world, but we have our own South Texas twist because we have some specialty items like mangonadas, walking taco or marranadas, if you will, corn in a cup, elote. Our aguas frescas are seasonal, but one item that is very, very popular right now is our strawberry horchata aguas frescas. That seems to be an item that we go through gallons of a day. The last Thursday of every month, we are attempting to have a student-run farmers market. Our retail director, David Ramos, is in contact with those groups, so hopefully they can be out next Thursday. And the last Thursday of every month, we'll be having a buy 2, get 1 free. So it could be buy either 2 smoothie bowls, which are made from scratch with fruit in-house, or 2 aguas frescas, get 1 free, or 2 regular smoothies. So Valley Harvest is in the Science Building where Sandelas used to be. Come on by if you haven't tried Valley Harvest. Hope to see you there. So the School of Medicine once had a concept called the Junior Street Grill. We now have Crave Food Hall, which grand opened on the 22nd of January. This concept is a sous vide kitchen And for those not familiar with the cooking process of a sous vide, it's pretty much a machine that's a water circulator. So you would put a vacuum-packed protein inside water, and it's sealed properly. And generally, when you have in a conventional oven, if you're not using the proper probes or thermometers, there can be a big variance in temperature. A sous vide does not allow that. There's some sous vides that can be off up to half a degree, some even 0.2 of a degree. So you get a consistently cooked product. And in terms of proteins, especially with tougher proteins, such like a tri-tip or a chuck roast, when you cook those proteins, those muscle fibers generally contract when they hit high heat. And in a conventional oven or grill, there's hot and cold zones. A sous vide being in a temperature controlled bath doesn't allow that. So it allows those muscle fibers to contract slowly. So your end result in the protein is a very, very tender outcome. So at Crave, we have 3 menus that have this style of cooking. So we have Esso Latin, Veg 23, and City Mac, and they're all cooked in a sous vide. The pros to a sous vide also, outside the consistent cooking temperature, is there's very little cleanup. They've gotten very, very popular over the last few years. They got popular in the 1970s by a French chef who made the machine popular. And the term sous vide actually means under vacuum, because you're cooking your protein in a vacuum. So I highly encourage you all to try Crave, our virtual food hall at the School of Medicine. Our hours of operation for that concept are 11 to 3, Monday through Friday. So something we did not touch on at the last Staff Senate in the fall, because this new initiative was not around yet. So just to touch on Smoking Thursdays in Brownsville, we had our Cowboy Cook-Off, which our executive chef Luis Banqueva and chef manager Frank Vasquez, who runs our Brownsville campus, had a cooking competition the week of Midnight Madness, and that was put to a student vote. One of the menu items on that menu was smoked ribs. The menu items that the chefs created were supposed to be a childhood memory of their favorite dish growing up. So Chef Frank, although he did not create the smoked ribs menu, he decided to take a step further, and he went outside El Comedor. There's a barbecue pit outside, and he decided to smoke the ribs. There was such a positive response from the students that we decided, you know what, let's run with it. So Smoking Thursdays was born. So every Thursday outside El Comedor, you will see Chef Frank Vasquez pictured on the right, smoking a protein. Today on the menu is pork carnitas. Last week we had applewood smoked pork chops. I've tasted many pork chops in my day, and I will say that's probably the most delicious pork chop I've ever had.
Pork.
I am not just saying that. Really, really good menu out there. So all our menus, items, our entrees are complete with 2 sides and a drink. So go out there, see Chef Frank. He'll be out there. He's out there right now smoking the pork carnitas. You'll hear him with the country music blasting and a cowboy hat. So if you haven't tried Smoking Thursdays in Brownsville, El Comedor and La Mesa, stop on by. And just to touch on La Mesa, we do have a 10% off every Wednesday for faculty and staff appreciation there too. The UTRGV baseball stadium. So when I came on board to UTRGV, I was told that the concessions sometimes were a pain point as far as lines bottlenecking. So we've been very innovative with our Grubhub partner. And now those attending the baseball games on the weekends or during the week, you now have the option to be able to order from your seat. You can go ahead and scan the QR code pictured, and you will see our menu. So if you are sitting on the first base line, you would order from your seat, download the Grubhub app. We will text you when your order is ready, and you will see the menu for first base concessions. Each concession has a pickup window. If you're sitting on the visitor side down the third base line, you would like to order from the third base concession menu. And if you keep on scrolling, something we're also very excited about, we have a cantina menu. We opened up a brand new cantina. It grand opened Sundays, this past Sunday, our doubleheader, where we do serve salty snacks, canned beer, bottled beverages, and hard liquor. So we do encourage everyone to drink responsibly. You will be ID'd. Really excited for that. We've had a great response this weekend. So with this Friday's festivities of the burning of the letters, we hope to see you all out there, be able to order from your seat. We'll text you when your order is ready, and grab a cocktail from the cantina. Hater tracks. So we've received some feedback that our cater tracks ordering processes have been a little intricate, if you will. So our catering director, Maxine Plancard, has done a step-by-step on how to order and use cater track. So if you scan the QR code pictured, you'll be able to see how to order properly from our cater tracks menu. And our catering showcase, which will also touch on this cater tracks ordering process, will be next week. Our catering showcase. It'll be at the Bronc Room from 9:30 to 11:30. There's a link provided. You can take a picture of it, or I've included my email. You can email me directly and I will get you out the smart sheet to be able to pre-register. You'll be able to see our catering offers that we have for you all. So any project coordinators or event coordinators listening, please sign up. We would love you all to come by to see our showcase. I will say our catering department is taking a turn. We're going to be accepting primarily P cards from each department as a form of payment. We are moving away from using cost centers, and all that will be explained to you all at our catering showcase. This is all I have for you all today. So thank you all for having me. Excited for everything our team has done. I'm extremely proud of our team here at UTRGV Dining Services. So come on by, check us out, and we hope to give you the service that you all deserve. Thank you.
We do have a couple of questions here. So it says here, what's the price on the barbecue on Thursdays?
Those prices, they do vary. So today's menu, I believe, is $13.50. Since you're getting a premium protein, you know, there is a little cost added to it. It is a little labor intensive, and our marinating process for a lot of these proteins take longer. So, but they do vary. I do know we had some brisket and rib sausage plates. So just depending the day of what's on the menu, the price will vary.
Thank you. Another question is, will Smoking Thursdays be implemented at the Edinburgh campus?
Right now, that is not in our scope of work, just due to the fact that we do have a barbecue partner at our community corner concept at the Student Union called Queuing It Up. They have smoked brisket available. So upon agreeing with this vendor, we agreed that we would not directly compete with them to allow them to operate properly.
All right, thank you. We do have two questions regarding food service in Harlingen. Do we have an update on that?
Yes, we are currently working with Cantaloupe Card Reader. That has been the holdup on our end. We need to transfer over ownership rights from our regional district manager, who was here on campus in early July, to get our account up and running. We just came on campus in July, and a lot of these card readers are still tied to her name, to be very transparent with those that listening. As soon as that transfer takes place, we've sent over all our banking information to make sure these card readers are processing properly. We sent that over yesterday, because I will say the Cantaloupe customer service has not been the most responsive, but we do hope to have that resolved very, very soon.
Alrighty, thank you. Is there any way that you can share the link to the catering showcase on our chat? And I think that is another one is there a new process for takeout at the Edinburgh Dining Hall?
For takeout, we do have our Aussie boxes. We're trying to be very sustainable here, the best way we can. So we do have plastic green boxes. Faculty and staff or students are allowed to check them out. If they do lose it, it is $5 to replace. But we do have our green Aussie boxes. We don't use any type of paper goods as far as styrofoam or paper cups to go, because we were trying to show our best efforts to be sustainable.
All right, thank you. Is there any other questions?
Hi, good morning. My name is Joanna, and I actually do have a question for Mr. Guzman. I know you mentioned catering is moving away from purchase orders and stuff like that, and we'll be paying with a credit card. Now, what happens to services that have already been provided and we have outstanding invoices? How can we clear those up in the meantime?
Correct. Yes, ma'am. So the previous process, to my understanding, working with the Office of Auxiliary, is those who use cost centers in past, those outstanding invoices still get paid. We are working diligently on our end to get all those outstanding invoices collected. But moving forward, the preferred method of payment will be P-card.
Okay, thank you. Apart from Maxine, because sometimes communication goes back and forth, right? I mean, from our end, and there seems to be no response coming from the catering side. Is there somebody else that we should be reaching out to? Or
Maxine is a direct point of contact, but if I do know, I will say and share, Maxine and her team are up and running. Our catering department's really taken off. If there's ever a time where no one is responding as quick as you would like, feel free to CC me. Feel free
okay,
to, and I will be responsive. I'll do my best. And I know Maxine and her team, they're working diligently in all these events. This week they have so many events where our catering numbers are really putting a stress on the team, but I guess it's a good problem to have. But by all means, if you need someone to point of contact, the next person would be me, and I would gladly be responsive the best way I can.
okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Hi, you doing? This is Melissa, Medicine Auxiliary Services. If there's a question that you have on billing or getting invoices paid, I'm happy to help also. Our office supports Maxine in getting those processed. So, please let me know if you have any questions on the billing side.
Oh, thank you, Melissa. Definitely, we will reach
Thank
out
you,
to you.
Melissa.
Sure.
Alrighty, is there any last minute questions before we move on?
Hi, Vero. I have a question. I'm
Yes.
sorry, just real quick. Luis, will there be another opportunity to attend a catering showcase, or is this the only one that you have? Do you have them like per semester, or because this is new? I ask because I really want to go, but we have a big event on that same day, same time across the RGV, so I won't be able to make it. So just wanted to find
Understood.
out.
Yes, ma'am. Max and myself are currently working to see if we can do a smaller showcase in Brownsville before the semester ends. But generally, as per our company policy, these are normally done once a year. But we are working diligently to see if we can make one happen in Brownsville in the very near future.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much, Lise, for coming on today and giving us an update. And if anybody has further questions, please let us know and we can get in contact with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you all for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty, up next, we have Joanna Garza from the campus stores.
Hello. Good morning. Are you guys able to hear me fine?
Yes.
Great. Awesome. I was advised for me to share my screen, or did you have the PowerPoint?
Yes. I'm just trying to find
great.
you.
No worries.
Let me see. Clicking away. All right, let me see.
I can share my screen if you like.
Yes, I'm just do you have already co-host abilities? I'm sorry.
I think I was advised I was.
Let me see.
No, actually not.
Try.
Yeah, I'm trying it and it says no, host disabled attendee screen sharing.
Where are you? I cannot find you on the oh there. I found you somewhere.
I did put campus stores in parentheses for my name.
Maybe I'm going too fast to find. Oh, there you are. There you go. You should have.
Awesome. Yes, great. Now I'm seeing that. Great. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Joanna Garza. I am market leader overseeing our UTRGV campus store operations, which we go with now our campus stores as our name. I know before people always used to refer to us as the bookstore, but we want to just make sure we let you know we are more than just books. And here's my contact information. Also make sure to share it on the slide, on the chat box for you all to have. If you have any questions or concerns, I'm available. Text, call, or shoot me an email at your convenience. And here, oh, sorry about that. And here, I just want to showcase and share with you all that we are here for the UTRGV community. Here, highlighting a few pictures of events where we've been able to set up shop, and we're really here with students up until graduation and everything in between. We want to make sure that we're here to promote student success, and we're here supporting our staff, faculty, and alumni. Really, we're here for the entire UTRGV community. If you're ever thinking of needing something, we just highly encourage you to reach out to us. As you can see, these are events that we've done at graduation. This is also an event we did at the recent barbecue event, student activities, I think, put forward, where we were able to set up shop. Here we have also some students visiting our stores when we're doing orientation. A lot of the times when they'll do a little scavenger hunt and they plug the campus stores in. So that's what's going on there as well. And things I wanted to share with you all, just in case if you didn't know, is we are an Apple approved campus store, meaning we have Apple product at educational pricing for all faculty, students, staff, and alumni. This is available on our website or in store. You can visit our website at shoputrgv.com. You can see all the different prices that we have and look into the different promotions we offer. Usually in the time of August, when we're kind of winding back into back to school, Apple puts forward some really great promotions like purchase a device and you get free AirPods or even an Apple Pencil, depending on the device you purchase. So these back to school promotions are usually in the time of August to really get students prepared and geared with what they need to succeed. But these promotions extend to you all as well. Another great promotion offer that we have for our faculty and staff is the 10% discount when you shop in store at our campus stores. You get 10% off emblematic gift items. It doesn't go towards course material books, but it is available for your hoodie, your t-shirt. So that's 10% off. And I highly encourage you all to share this information with your student workers, with everybody in your department. If you hear them saying, oh, I think I need a UTRGV shirt, pero está bien cara. So tell them, hey, you get 10%. Remember 10%. So share that with your team so that they know this is also extended to our student employees. They're also able to take advantage of that. In our Brownsville campus, we do have our cafe. So the 10% staff discount also applies towards our cafe in our We Proudly Serve Starbucks here on the Brownsville campus. So anybody visiting Brownsville, make sure you visit to our cafe. I will share our cafe hours of operation are Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., really maximizing our breakfast and lunchtime for students. And those are, the times that we're most busy in our cafe. And if you're interested in purchasing something, not just personally for you, but we need something for the department, there is a department discount that's 20% off. So those are also, if it is a department discount and it's 20% off, it's tax exempt. So that's something for you to really keep in mind. If you're needing to get something for your department, you can shop with us. We're on campus. We're your approved on-campus provider to showcase that brand. And we can accept payment via IDT through campus auxiliaries. There are great partners to help us this process. Or preferred method as well would be a P card purchase. If you have a purchasing card for the department, you can come in, we scan everything, and we can just have that P card transaction. That'd be a deal as well. Or if there is something that needs to be set up on the IDT side, we can do that. I also highly encourage you all to please follow us on social media. We are really trying to leverage our social media to reach a bigger, broader audience. We are usually promoting drink specials for our Proudly Serving Cafe in Brownsville, or we'll showcase if we dropped in a new item, that way you can see it. So we really highly encourage you all to please follow us on Instagram and Facebook, so that you can get any news updates. We'll also maybe even run giveaways. Last semester, we did an AirPod giveaway, and it is also open for our faculty and staff, not just students. So please make sure to follow us. And the thing that I'm most excited to share with you all, really, it's brand right with campus direct sales. Campus direct sales is something you put forward, and it's powered through Fallen on Demand. If you are thinking of adding your logo or your brand to a welcome or graduation gift, an orientation item, giveaways, event swag, or a staff anniversary, here is our Fall It On Demand link that I'll be sure to also share shortly on the chat box. This is a website that basically gives you access to a blank canvas of items that you can put your logo on. So I just want to reiterate and let you all know that what you see when you come in the campus stores, it's not all we have. We can do a lot more, and you'll be surprised with the things that we can do. If you ask, I can maybe get it for you. So if there's something that you need, we've been able to provide things like wood chairs with the logo on, or if you want like a better brand anniversary gift, we can partner with our vendor Jardians, who can make sure that they can provide better end product for that nicer end anniversary gift. Or if you need tabletop items for an event and you just really need to give out some plastic bags, plastic cups, pencils that have your logo, this is really a website where you can see all the items we can basically customize for you or your department. So it is just something that's really exciting. It's something new that we're just kind of bringing up, and I want to make sure that I'm sharing that with the bigger, broader audience, and that you know that we're here and you don't need to outsource. Again, if there's something that once you have that time to check out that Fall It On Demand site, and you think, maybe this is something we need, or you don't find something that you're looking for, shoot me an email and maybe we can see on getting it added. Here on this screen, you can see we have the tablecloth. We just recently provided a tablecloth for the Office of the Provost. That is not an item listed in our Fall It On Demand, our Campus Direct Sales website, but it's something that we were able to make. So if there's something that, again, you're not seeing, but you would need, we gladly can make a quote. If you need a quote on this website, you are going to have the capability to see the pricing for those items. So pricing is there. It's a blank canvas, and there is no added fee to put your logo on. So that price on there is the price with your 20% discount, because if it is a department purchase where you need 100 bags and it's a department purchase, it'll be 20% off on that item. So I highly encourage you all, if you need to get any giveaways, gifts, items, and you're looking for something more than what you're seeing in the stores, to please do check out our site. And you can click on the shop icon, and it'll drop down all the different types of items we can do, gifts, all that jazz. And it's really, really exciting. And here on the top, we have our homecoming shirt that we actually still have in stock at both campus stores. We have a few sizes left. So we're still having our burning of the letters this Friday. If you haven't gotten your homecoming t-shirt or crew, I highly encourage you all to please visit us or shop online. This item is up on our website. And just to give you a little backdrop, this is actually a UMC created custom piece for homecoming. So it's super exciting that we were able to collaborate with UMC to get this going. And the auxiliaries team, a lot of the UMC team, everybody really kind of collaborated to have this item featured in the stores. So there's a few left. So make sure you grab yours while you can before they're gone. And just to kind of retract again, on our Campus Direct site, we will make sure that we cross all of our T's. Everything does go through UMC. I'll make sure to take care of making sure that it's approved through UMC. And before our FOD production starts, it also goes through licensing. So we are crossing all the right channels. You provide the logo that you want to use on that item. We get it to UMC for approval. We get it into licensing. It goes into production. That whole process, ideally, we could have 4 to 6 weeks. That would be really helpful, because that's kind of starting the process of the quote, approving the quote, and all their steps that I said. But if it's something that you need on the fly, we've been able to really work some miracles on a one-off basis. So if there's something that it needs to be rushed, I will do everything I can to make sure we get that in a timely manner for your event. But just keep us in mind planning forward. There's no need to outsource. Let us know what you need, and we can try to make sure we can provide that for you all. And really, that's all I have. So I can do, unless if there's for any questions. If anybody has any questions or concerns, I can answer that.
So there's a couple of questions. Can we use an Apple Card for purchase at store?
If it is an Apple credit card that you're able to use anywhere, it should be something that we're able to accept in the store. Yes. I know there's an Apple credit card that's just through Apple. We don't have Apple POS implementation, but if it is an open credit card, Apple the provider, it should be available for store.
Okay, thank you. Will you carry the Apple Vision Pro in the future?
Possibly, I think that's something that we don't really have up on our demo tables now. If it is an item that you are interested in, I highly think we can get it ordered. But at the moment, it's not something that we are planning to bring on to our demo tables now.
Another comment is that there's visors or sun visors for the car windshield, but they're not in the bookstore. Is that something you special order?
That's something that we don't have in the store. It's very true, and it's a good point. I can follow up to see. I can also double check if maybe we have that item on our FOD site. Sometimes we have online only items where we can expand, but I think that's something we can look into adding into our assortment.
Joanna, just to recap, UMC does need to approve on these requests, right? Whenever you're doing any branding, correct?
That is correct. We do go through UMC. So ideally, you just pick the item, your department logo, we get that to UMC, they approve, and then we go ahead and submit that to our licensing and production.
Right, thank you. Is there any other questions? Not? Well, thank you so very much, Joanna, for joining us today. If anybody else does have any other questions, just drop them and we can contact Joanna on your behalf.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, up next, we do have Nicole English to discuss MentoringU and the Great Colleges to Work For program.
Hey, Veronica, if you can give me access to share my screen.
Okay, yes, let me just find you. Oh, there, I see you. Okay, yes. You should have received access.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm so happy to be here and back with my favorite people in Staff Senate. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be talking about a few HR initiatives that are coming up in the next few weeks. Feel free to post your questions in the chat and I'll make sure to address them as soon as I can. So let's get started with some exciting programs that are coming actually starting on Monday. You may have seen this on Messenger yesterday and today, but we are so excited to finally be rolling out our leadership mentoring program. I know a lot of people have asked for it. I know on the faculty side, there's a faculty mentoring program, but so far we have not had this for staff. And so I'm extremely excited to be announcing our MentoringU program, our leadership mentoring program. What you will find on Monday on Messenger, and if you're in a current supervisory role, you will also receive it via email, is a longer email introducing MentoringU this upcoming Monday. And so you will be receiving that. Applications will open on Monday specifically. So let me show you the flyer on what you will see. It's not live yet, but it will be on Monday, so just a few more days. What is MentoringU? It's really a 6-month leadership mentoring program that is targeting leaders earlier on their career journey, and we left this as vague as possible. If you feel like you could benefit from having a mentor, a more experienced mentor assigned, feel free to apply as a mentee. Applications will be open to both mentees and mentors starting on Monday. We'll do our best based on the form that you will fill out to find you a perfect match, right? And so over the next few weeks after we get those applications in, we'll be hard at work matching mentees and mentors. And then starting on May, we will officially kick off the MentoringU program. just because you apply, unfortunately, doesn't mean that we'll find the right match for you. So even if you don't get selected or matched this time around, we're hoping to roll this out again, right? This is not a one-time thing, but we're actually offering this more than once. And so once this cohort is over, we'll then be working on the next cohort of the leadership mentoring program. But for this time around, applications open on Monday. It will be open for about 3 weeks. So the application deadline is March 22nd. After that, we will try our best to match our mentees and mentors. There will be an email that goes out to everyone that was successfully matched. And then starting in May, we'll have a kickoff event for both mentors and mentees. It's a 6 months program, so you will have guided support by us in HR. There will be resources and trainings available for how to be a good mentor, how to make the best out of your mentee and mentor relationship. And hopefully those relationships don't stop after 6 months. It is just that our support and our resources and our program will stop after 6 months. But we're hoping that most of them will then find a meaningful relationship and continue that relationship beyond the 6 months as well. Just a few program expectations. As I mentioned, there will be a kickoff event, but there would also be a mid-program check-in after a few months, and then at the end we'll kind of do a closing and recap. In between, there will be virtual resources provided to our mentors and mentees. There's a little training in the beginning that has to be completed, but other than that, you know, we're asking that you meet at least 6 times in those 6 months. So however you want to do this, but 6 times would be the minimum that you would have to meet. So really looking for people that are committed, that can commit that time when they apply. Some other program requirements, both will have to be in a supervisory role, right? So the mentee as well as the mentor both need to be actively supervising someone. That could also mean supervising student employees, right? So no matter if it's a full-time employee you supervise or student employees you supervise, if you feel like you want to be a mentee and you could benefit from having a mentor and you feel like you're kind of early on your leadership journey, or you are a leader that's new to UTRGV, you may have a lot of leadership experience, but this is your first time leading at UTRGV, we would also like to pair you up with a seasoned leader that has been working at UTRGV for a while. For mentors, we ask that you have at least 2 years of leadership experience and at least 1 year working with UTRGV. So those are the only requirements. Other than that, asking to be in good standing. I feel like you know that phrase by now, but we are looking at, obviously, do you have a satisfactory performance appraisal on file? Are you in compliance with all mandated trainings and things like that? So this goes through an HR review as well. And then based on the applications that we received, you will see on the forms questions such as, on the mentee side, what do you would like to work on? Which are areas they would like to learn from your mentor from? And then on the mentor side, we're asking those mentors in the application, what are your strengths based on the leadership competency model? Where do you feel like your top 3 are on that model? And then what areas are you comfortable mentoring in? Right? What's your experience? And based on that, we'll then match you. There's also a question that asks about preferences. Some mentees might have a preference to stay within the division, or you have a specific area. And if we find a mentor from that area, we'll try our best to match you. So there is a space at the end to also give preferences, specifically if it's a background. Let's say you're a veteran and you would like a leader that has also a veteran background, then that is also something that you can mention if you would like to. So those are the main, I guess, expectations and programs. So I'm gonna see if there's any questions in the chat about this program specifically before I switch over. So let me see. Were there any questions that weren't answered yet, Veronica?
Not at the moment. I think
Okay.
both were. Okay, there's one more. What is the criteria or types of leadership which will count towards the 2 years needed?
Okay, so any type of direct supervision of employees will count towards that. So that is what we're asking for. I hope that helps. And then I also saw in the chat, and I'll introduce him here as well, as Marco Moreno, who is our newest addition to the OD team. He'll be taking the lead on matching and rolling out this program. So thank you for addressing some of those questions here. I also want to give a shout out to Catherine Vela, who was did her practicum during the Masters of Higher Ed. And so she's one of the graduates from that program. And she actually did the practicum with us in HROD. And she was tasked to start this program. So I want to give a shout out to her, because without her and her contributions, we would not be ready to roll this out right now. So just wanted to give a shout out to her. We're extremely, proud and excited. And I want to give her a big kudos as well, because she started it all. And a lot of what you see here and what you will see in the program is something that she created and came up with a while ago. So yay to department cross collaborations. We're extremely excited that we're able to roll this out. If there's no other questions about MentoringU at this point, I will switch over to another initiative that I want to point out. And this is the 2024 Great Colleges to Work For program. If you have been with UTRGV for a while, every 3 years, we are participating or rolling out a campus climate survey. Some of you are very familiar with that. We have always worked with Modern Think. This year, it will be a little bit different. And Modern Think was the same vendor that we have always worked with for campus climate surveys, is also the one in charge of the Great Colleges to Work For program. And if you remember, in our last survey, we had unheard of results. And we did so well, we had positive increases in every single statement of our campus climate survey. We should have gone for Great Colleges to Work For, and we would have received the designation. But back then, we didn't participate. And so we thought that UTRGV is ready now, and we're officially throwing our name in the ring. And so there will be a Great Colleges to Work For survey that looks very similar to the surveys that we have done before. You will recognize a lot of the statements if you have participated in the past. A few differences from this survey to the ones that we've done previously. First of all, this is only a random sample of full-time employees. Before, the survey would go to every employee on campus. This time, it is only a random sample. Had nothing to do with this. We have a random sample of full-time employees, so faculty, non-exempt, exempt, and administration were randomly selected to participate in the survey. The other difference is that it also includes School of Medicine. In previous years, School of Medicine has done their own survey with the AAMC, where we worked with Modern Think. They may still do their AAMC survey in the next year, but in this Great Colleges to Work For program, because we are one, School of Medicine employees are being included in that random sample. It's again voluntary and confidential, nothing different from the previous surveys. We don't have access to what you said. If you were selected, I will not be able to, or no one at UTRGV will be able to identify who you are and who gave us the feedback. So please, if you are being selected, you will receive an email on March 4th. The survey runs 3 weeks. What I do see is where we are in our response rates. The individuals that were selected will be contacted directly from Modern Think, so it's not an email from us, but it's coming from Great Colleges to Work For program, and they are collecting the data independently. You may get emails from me saying, if you've been selected and our response rate is only 20% and we need more people responding. So I will do that, but I will not be able to see what you all responded. And so just wanted to share that as well. So again, there is a message coming out from the president, probably sometime next week with more information. But I wanted to give Staff Senate a heads up that is coming, and it's also around the corner. So starting March 4th. Is when the surveys will go out. Wanted to see if there's any questions about that. How are they selected? Yeah, they're selected at random. So there are instructions, right, on how to do this. We are uploading email addresses, and then there's a random sample. It is based on, there's 600 that were randomly selected, and based on our university size, they're picking, they're saying if you have more than 5,000 employees, then it's 600. And then they're also looking at how many faculty do you have, how many exempt, how many non-exempt, and how many administration do you have. And then there's a quota, and based on that, they select a random sample. Okay, talking about response rates. We've had around 50% response rates in the past, and that is a good response rate. However, now we're only serving a sample of 600, right? So if we want data, because we will get reports and data again, obviously I would like to have it to be 100%, right? And I want everyone that receives that survey to respond. So I want to get as close as possible to that 100% this time around, so we can actually get a better picture of what people at the university think about UTRGV and if we are a great college to work for. Was there any other question that I missed or someone not responded to it? Okay, the question how and why they're selected, again, it's random. So there's a list of all exempt employees and they say, Excel pick 100. And so it's completely random who is being picked at which level they are. The only categories that exist are non-exempt, exempt, faculty, and administration. And so based on that, then there's a random sample of those lists and email addresses. we're not even providing departments or divisions at this point. It is just email addresses, random email addresses based on the classification of the employees. Again, including School of Medicine as well.
Hi, Nicole.
Yes.
Would you be able to provide a sample of what the email will look like, just in case the employees won't think it's a phishing email?
Yes, so yeah, there will be an email coming out from the president next week that will explicitly say, like, this is the subject line. But just to give you a heads up, it will come from Modern Think, and I believe the subject line is Great Colleges to Work For, Faculty Staff Survey. And there will be an email from the president that will also tell them. We also worked with IT, so that email should be whitelisted. In the next few days, we're getting a test email to IT, so they know what it looks like, so they're not putting it in spam. And so at least on that side, we should be good to go. But obviously, as staff senators, but also everyone that is on the call today, even if you don't get the survey, your colleagues may. And so just reach out and say, hey, did you get the survey? Please make sure you fill it out, right? We want to hear your honest opinions. Your voices matter. You represent the entire university at this point. So, even without saying, well, did you get it or not? Just saying, hey, if you got it, please make sure, we're all one. We all want to represent UTRGV. We want to hear your voices, and we are getting reports at the end. And those reports will go to leadership. And similar to last time, we will be transparent about this. And we will share our reports that are being shared with UTRGV as well. So please take a time if you get that email on March 4th, take your time and complete that survey.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, Nicole, for coming in and presenting today. Is there any last minute questions before we move on?
Just wanted to share real quick that we also have our Be Kind initiative. So if you have not joining us on Teams yet, we have a group, UTRGV Be Kind, great resources about creating a community that values kindness, civility, and respect. So join us there. And another shout out that we have Supervisor Excellence series currently running for the last time in this format. So we just kicked it off this week. So we're just in the beginning of it. So feel free to join us for our upcoming sessions Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it runs until April. So please check out the training portal for those resources. And just a quick shout out to my team. They're doing fantastic. If you have any training or organizational development needs, please reach out to one of us and we'll be happy to assist you with anything you may need. Thank you all.
Thank you. All righty. Up next, we do have Dr. Everado Cobos, who is a board-certified internist, hematologist, and medical oncologist at the UT Health RGV. He additionally serves as the professor of medicine, chair for the Department of Internal Medicine, and the Cancer Center line director at the UTRGV School of Medicine. Dr. Cobos, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm here, Veronica. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Good morning.
All right. Good morning. Let me share my screen if I can. Can you see?
Not yet. There we go. It's coming up. There it is.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here and get an opportunity to speak with you. As Veronica mentioned, I'm Dr. Cobos. I'm a professor of medicine, both hematology and oncology physician, and chair of the Department of Medicine. I'm happy to be here at UTRGV. I've been here almost 11 months. I came here from the UCLA health system where I was at for 8 years. But I'm from Texas. I grew up in El Paso, went to medical school at UT San Antonio, got my training in San Francisco. And, prior to my last stint at the UCLA health system, I spent almost 24 years at Texas Tech up north at the School of Medicine. And prior to that, I spent 13 years in military medicine. So I've been around, but I am so happy to be here. I jumped at the opportunity when I heard that UTRGV was developing a cancer center, and I'm happy to contribute, and I'm very excited as to what we're going to be doing here in the next few months, and I wanted to share that with all of you. This is the drawing of the Cancer and Surgery Center that is, being built. Currently, I think it's up in McAllen on Commerce Street. This was announced in November of 2022 when the UTRGV broke ground on the Cancer and Surgery Center. It's part of UT Health RGV's commitment to expanding healthcare offerings in the region. It's going to be a 3-story facility that will include access to some of the underserved specialties and the clinical services that are lacking in the Rio Grande Valley in both medical, radiation, and surgical oncology. And then we'll have additional opportunities to expand cancer research that's already being conducted by our cancer research scientists here at the School of Medicine. The building of this cancer center is being done in collaboration with MD Anderson. As all of you know, MD Anderson is a world leader in cancer care and research, and they provide oncology advisory services to us to help us develop and launch the cancer program here in the Valley. We meet with them almost every single week, and we've been meeting with them for the past year. And so we're very fortunate that they're part of the UT system. They're our sister institution, our big sister, if you will, and they're guiding us so that we can replicate the policies and procedures that they have in place there, which is one of the world's greatest cancer center, and to be able to reproduce it here in the Rio Grande Valley. Why a cancer center, an academic cancer center here in the Valley? And I'm going to give you just one example of why. This is the liver cancer rates that are seen in the nation versus Texas. And in comparison, Texas, Latino, Hispanics versus those Latinos in the Rio Grande Valley. And down here at the bottom, where you see the dotted lines, those represent the incidence of cancer, of liver cancer per 100,000 across the United States. In Texas, white non-Hispanic individuals, and South Texas, white non-Hispanics. And you see that the incidence is very low from 1995 to 2010. It's about 4 cases per 100,000. The middle solid line represents the incidence of liver cancer in Latinos in the United States. And you can see that it's significantly higher than what we see with the rest of the population. And if you look at the line above that, that is the incidence of liver cancer in Latinos in Texas. And then the top line is the incidence of liver cancer in Latinos here in the Rio Grande Valley. As you can see, it's higher, and it stops at 2010. If you were to look at the numbers from 2020 from the Texas Cancer Registry, it has continued to climb, and now it's approaching 30 cases per 100,000. And that is the highest incidence of liver cancer in the United States. And just to put it in perspective, it approaches that of some of the incidents where liver cancer has been known to occur very common. For example, the country of Thailand, the incidence is around 29 patients per 100,000. And so our incidence continues to increase rapidly for reasons that we don't truly understand. A lot of it has to do with metabolic syndrome, and there is still no effective treatments for this disease. And so that's just one example of what we're dealing here in the Valley. If I was to show you the curves for cervical cancer, it would be very similar. On the other hand, the incidence of other cancers such as breast cancer, lung cancer, colorectal cancer, the incidence are lower, but the mortality is higher, which means that while we see less breast cancer in our population compared to the rest of the country, our mortality is worse because the patients are presented at an advanced stage. So as you can see, there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of research that needs to be conducted, new treatments that need to be developed. And our oncology colleagues here in the community are busy taking care of these patients. And so UTRGV is going to also be seeing patients, but doing the research to try to develop new cancer treatments for these cancers for which we're having a significant problem. So that's just the why as to why we are doing what we are doing. Just a little bit in terms of what is an oncologist. Oncologists are doctors who diagnose and treat cancer. They often we act as the main healthcare provider for someone with cancer. We design their treatment plans. We provide supportive care. We coordinate the treatment with other specialists. And oncology is a study of cancer. So we specialize in managing and treating patients throughout the course of the disease, from the time that they're diagnosed all the way up until the end. We can confirm a patient's initial diagnosis or make the initial diagnosis. We stage the cancer. We explore all the possible treatment plans, and we offer recommendations. We oversee the course of treatment, and we help patients manage their symptoms and side effects, both of the disease and the treatment plan. When I say that I'm a hematologist, oncologist, hematologists are board certified to practice hematology in addition to oncology. And hematology is treating patients with blood conditions, such as the various types of anemia, sickle cell disease, hemoglobinopathies, patients with clotting problems, patients with bleeding problems. And so we have both hematology and oncology here within our staff. Surgical oncologists are cancer doctors that treat patients via surgery. Radiation oncologists are patients that use radiation as the treatment modality. And in general, the education of these physicians includes, of course, 4 years of college, then 4 years of medical school, 3 to 5 years of residency, 3 additional years of what's called a fellowship, and then a board examination, and then we can go out and practice into the community. This is what we have been doing since August, October, November, when the UT Board of Regents approved over $145 million in funding for the new cancer center. We broke ground in October of 2020, 2022. As of this month, we're 50% complete. We are scheduled to complete the building in 2024, and we plan on opening in January or February of 2025. Although, while the center is not open, we have been actively recruiting our staff. For example, our surgical oncologists are in place in our Department of Surgery. So these are surgeons that treat cancer via an operation, very complex cancer surgery. Of course, medical oncology with myself and other medical oncologists that are being recruited. Radiation oncology is going to be coming on board later on this year. We have oncology pharmacists, oncology administrative directors, oncology nurses that are in place, and we are continued to recruit. And we already started our clinics. We have a clinic at Weslaco at NAB Medical Center. We have another clinic in the Harlingen campus at the Institute of Neurosciences. We are scheduled to begin chemotherapy administration probably in March or April of this year, within the next month or two. And we're in the process of establishing and developing clinical trials. Currently, we've been talking with MD Anderson for clinical trials in leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma. These are new state-of-the-art medications for some of these cancers. And of course, we're integrating the cancer researchers that we have within the School of Medicine to work closely with our clinicians so that we can develop newer treatments. I show this slide just to show you the various types of cancer treatments that are available. Of course, surgery, radiation, which is very sophisticated equipment that can deliver radiation very specific to where the cancer is in a part of the body. Chemotherapy, which is the infusion, usually through the vein, of chemicals to kill the cancer. Targeted therapy are oral chemotherapy pills, similar to an antibiotic that targets a specific enzyme or protein and affecting the cancer only and trying to spare other side effects. Bone marrow transplants for some types of leukemia. And the one that I have there in the middle is immunotherapy, which is the newest form of how to treat cancer. And this has been very exciting because what we do is that we administer medicines, usually through the vein, to our body that reprogram our white blood cells, our immune cells, to attack the cancer. So this does not require a drug, that kills the cancer. It's a drug that turns on our immune system, reprograms our immune system. It's our own white blood cells that attack the cancer. And this has revolutionized cancer treatment, and it's resulted in tremendous successes in cancers that were very difficult to treat in the past. This is just kind of an example. There in orange is a cancer cell, and in yellow is a T cell, which is a type of white blood cell. And you can see now that the white blood cells have recognized the cancer cell and are attacking the cancer cells. They actually go in, poke holes within the cancer cell and cause the cancer cell to explode and die. So it's not requiring radiation, it's not requiring a toxic chemical. It's our own white blood cells that are able to recognize the cancer and attack it. Here's another example where in yellow is the cancer cell, and you can see in blue, it's the white blood cells that have identified the cancer cell and are in the process of attacking the cancer cell, and that cancer cell is not going to be alive, much longer. These are just examples of what these medications can do. Here at the baseline, the patient has a type of cancer that is growing through the scalp. You can see all of the tumor nodules that he has on the scalp. He had them on the back. They were growing. They were causing severe ulcers. And you can see just with 2 treatments, here is at week 6, the cancer is dying, and we did not have to administer toxic chemicals. We did not have to do an operation and remove his scalp. We did not have to give him any toxic radiation. It was just his own immune cells attacking the cancer. So very dramatic. Here's another a patient also. And then you can see just 8 weeks later, the cancer is dying. And then here's another example, the one with all the little black dots. That's cancer inside the body, all over this patient. And on the right, you see that it's all gone. The little uptick in the middle is the heart and in the bladder. But the rest of the cancer is eradicated. So these are some of the type of immune therapies that have been developed. And our cancer researchers, we have about 10 cancer researchers that we brought from other parts of the country to UTRGV. This is the type of work and the type of medications that they are developing. And so we're very excited of what the future holds for us here. So, you know, this is some of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be able to do surgery on an ambulatory basis where you don't have to be admitted to the hospital. We'll have laboratory services. We'll have diagnostic imaging where people can go in and get CAT scans, MRIs, mammography. We'll be able to infuse chemotherapy. We'll be able to see the patients in one stop. All of our surgeons, medical oncologists, and radiations oncologists are going to be there. We're going to have rehab and physical therapy. And so it's just something unique to the Valley. We're replicating what is done at other academic medical centers. And of course, all of this is being guided by our colleagues at MD Anderson, who are sharing their expertise and the lessons that they've learned over the last 70 or 80 years that MD Anderson has been in existence. And so, I think the future is exciting for those of you that have family members, friends, relatives that have cancer. You can start reaching out to us. And then, of course, here in the next 6 months, we'll have an opening. It'll be open. You will be able to tour it. And, please spread the word in terms of what's going on. And I think that this cancer center is something that has been talked about for decades and that is needed. And I'm happy to tell you that it will soon be a reality. So thank you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. So Veronica, that's what I have.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Cobos. We do have a couple questions in the chat. One of them says, what could be contributing to these higher cases here in the RGV?
Yeah, well, there are several reasons. In some cases, I think that we have to emphasize, early detection, cancer prevention. There's always some genetic component to it, but it's also lifestyle changes. The high incidence of obesity that we have in this region, the high incidence of diabetes, they're linked together. But for a lot of patients, it's just been lack of access. We're a rapidly growing population and we're underserved. And that is the mission of UTRGV, is to address, those specific problems. For some of the cancers, for example, liver cancer, I think a lot of it is metabolic syndrome. That's why it's going up. It used to be related to hepatitis C or B. It used to be related to alcohol, But now, at least in our population in this part of the country, it's from metabolic syndrome, from the diabetes and metabolic syndrome. In other cancers, such as cervical cancer, you know, we have an effective early detection, which is Pap smear. So it's a simple solution. There's also a vaccine, the HPV vaccine. And so, you know, in those particular cases, it's lack of education, maybe lack of access, and bringing the knowledge. But for other cancers, that's a great question. For example, the incidence of colorectal cancer across the country and across the world, it used to be a disease of older adults. That is going down, but we see a higher incidence of colorectal cancer in young individuals in their 40s and sometimes in their 30s, and we're trying to understand why.
Thank you for that. Are there any preventative strategies that can ameliorate someone's risk for cancer?
Yes, and I wish I could had a slide, but really, you saw the slide that I showed of the medications that we're using to manipulate our immune system to attack the cancers. So you can understand how important the immune system is in trying to prevent cancer. If it's important in eradicating cancer when it's very advanced, what can we do to our immune system when the cancer is just beginning, when it's just a seed? And a lot of it has to do with nutrition. A proper diet enhances our immune system. We know the science from that. And then also exercise. Exercise stimulates our white blood cells, shifts our white blood cells to be more alert to pathogens. And so it's something that we've known all forever, of eating the proper food, less refined foods, and getting exercise. And the exercise does not, we don't have to be marathon runners, do CrossFit. It's something as simple as walking, dancing, swimming, you know, just some type of movement stimulates the immune system. That's important for all of us here in that we do a lot of sitting, you know, so we need to get up every couple of hours and walk up and down the stairs, or instead of taking the elevators, or just getting some type of activity. When we do that, it stimulates our immune system. And since the cells in our body are constantly dividing and repairing, that's when mutations occur, and that is what leads to a dangerous cell that could develop into cancer. And just by doing these simple things of eating properly and exercising, that's enough for our immune system to attack those cancer cells when they're developing. So I think to me, the lesson is activate my immune system every single day, even if it's a little bit, because that little bit is detecting and killing the cancer cells when it's just developing. So those are, you know, great prevention strategies.
Another question is the Cancer Center gathering data for the healthcare database for the South Texas area, or is the data used in the research coming from a different source?
For both, you know, because I think as we see cancers, for example, as we see cancers in our center, we're going to be logging in, you know, what type of cancers we saw, at what stage, what treatment was given, what was the outcome, demographics in terms of the population. That's important so that we direct our clinical efforts. But of course, our researchers also want to know that as well. So when you have a cancer center, you know, obtaining all of the data that you can about the community and about the cancers that you're seeing will allow us to be able to shift left or right and address the issues as we see them.
Thank you. What type of treatments or research are available that affect women specifically, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, and breast cancer, which can affect both genders?
Yeah, well, In regards to breast cancer, I mean, it's one of the most common cancers. 1 in 8 women are going to develop breast cancer, and so there's full-fledged efforts in understanding the genetics in terms of possible prevention, early detection, and refining the treatments, whether it's refining the surgical techniques, the radiation techniques, the targeted therapy, the immunotherapy. That is, there's a tremendous efforts being done in that region, to the point that if someone has metastatic breast cancer today, it's very different than if someone had metastatic breast cancer 30 years ago. Now it can be a chronic disease, just as if someone had diabetes or high blood pressure. And in fact, someone with metastatic breast cancer today, at 5 years, lives longer than someone that has congestive heart failure. And a lot of people don't equate congestive heart failure as being a fatal disease. It can be, but the point I'm making is that cancer has exceeded the outcomes of other devastating diseases such as heart disease. In regards to ovarian cancer, for example, or uterine cancer, we don't have an early detection modality for those cancers like we do for cervical cancer. For cervical cancer, the Pap smear is an excellent tool to detect it early. There is still some research in terms of trying to develop similar tests for ovarian cancer, similar tests for uterine cancer. Uterine cancer is also important because it's increasing rapidly. It's just like the slide that I showed you for liver cancer, okay? Whereas with cervical cancer across the country, it's been going down. Here, the incidence is high for cervical cancer because of lack of early detection and the HPV vaccine. But for uterine cancer, for reasons that are completely not 100% clear, the incidence is increasing. And so, when you look at the types of cancers that we saw 40 years ago and 30 years ago, it's evolving. In some cancers, we're very happy to see that it's gone down, but also for reasons, maybe it's environmental, lifestyle reasons, maybe new medications, maybe other toxins. In other cancers, the opposite seems to be occurring, in that some cancers are increasing in incidence, and uterine cancer is of course one of them.
Thank you. I have 2 more questions and then we'll let you go. Will the MRI machine will be an open style MRI?
I don't think that the MRI machine is open. There are conveniences to having an open MRI for cancer. Sometimes some of the sophisticated cancer, it requires a different type of an MRI machine, but I have to kind of look into it. But as far as I know, I don't think it's an open air MRI.
Okay, thank you. There's another question. What about environmental factors such as pollution in our water system that originate from the Rio Grande River?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen specifically, data. I'm relatively new, but just in general, yes, of course, environmental toxins, along with our personal environmental, exposures, and our genetic predisposition, all of that interacts. So there's always a gene and environment interaction. Okay, so for example, I may be genetically prone to develop lung cancer. Okay, maybe because I don't metabolize smoke or other toxins that I inhale as effectively as you would. Okay, however, if I don't smoke, it lessens my risk. And I may not smoke, but I'm breathing, a lot, and I'm drinking, water that may contain a lot of chemicals. So of course, all of that is all interrelated. Okay.
Alrighty, thank you. It says here, will the Cancer Center be accepting all cancer patients, or do they have to meet certain health insurance plans?
Yeah, I think we're working out because we're trying to get as many insurance plans as possible. The one thing that our cancer program will not be able to see is pediatric, cancers. Although we have Driscoll, our partner here, but for all adults, I think we should be able to handle almost all of the cancers. If we cannot, if there is some sophisticated treatment or new treatment that we have not incorporated, we will work very closely with our partners at MD Anderson. Yeah.
Thank you. Last question. Will there be any efforts to work on encouraging HPV vaccines?
Oh, yeah. Yes. HPV is not only HPV that is affected against cervical cancer. Oral cancer, head and neck cancer is HPV related. Anal cancer is HPV related. Penile cancer is HPV related. Vaginal cancer is HPV related. There's a lot of cancers that are HPV related. And I guess the frustrating thing for us is that we have a highly effective vaccine against HPV. And a lot of it has to do with just educating, our community. Those of you that have young children, we should be telling our pediatricians, what about, when should I vaccinate my son or my daughter? Because that's easily preventable. That's an easily preventable cancer.
Alrighty. Well,
That's a
thank
great
you,
question.
Dr.
Thank you.
Cobos. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and move over to the committee reports. I will hand it over to our communications chair, Mr. Jeremy San Miguel.
Awesome. Good morning, Vaqueros. So this is actually my very first committee report as acclimating as the new chair for communications, and I'm very honored to be in the space with you all. As far as what Staff Senate has, communications committee has done under, my direction, with the team, we actually led the homecoming workspace decorating contest. We want to thank every person and department who participated in showing your Vaquero spirit. Entries were posted on social media, and the winner was chosen based on the most number of likes. We actually wanted to post the picture in the chat, and I think we're doing that. And the winners were Upward Bound Math and Science Edinburgh and Upward Bound Edinburgh. So yeah, you can take a look. It is really, truly wonderful what they managed to accomplish in their space. So thank you so much for that. Additional updates is we are currently working on the Staff Senate website. The communications committee and the website committee within communications is working on the committees page. It's a lot of committees altogether. Where you as staff members can actually visit the website and learn more about what our committees are and what they do and how you can kind of connect with us and seeing where we can collaborate with that. As far as upcoming initiatives, we are so excited for the development of an internal comprehensive calendar, right? So to make sure that, if we're supporting one of your events, there's a continuity of service. And so we'll have days of observance, any events that we're going to support as a Staff Senate group. And then as a response to the plethora of marketing requests, we are actually currently in the development of a Staff Senate communications marketing form. So if you have a specific event or a program or just information that you'd like to disseminate to staff through us, right? You'll be able to fill out a form, and then we'll make sure that that continuity of service is, matched with excellence. An announcement will be shared when the project is actually ready. And something that's actually near and dear to my heart is we are in the midst of developing an initiative, right? So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. Staff Senate was first and foremostly established to represent you all, and in effect to connect more with our constituents, with each and every one of you. Staff Senate is excited to share a new initiative where we will get the chance to connect with you one-on-one. The title is currently being workshopped right now, but we're thinking cafecito with the senator, a really calm and engaging environment where we get to meet with you one-on-one. We get to ask how your week is going, who you are, and what you do for fun. And this can be recorded or non-recorded based on, your preference. And if it is recorded, we'll make sure to have it published so that the rest of our Vaquero community can get to know you as well. And so that's pretty wonderful. And as we move forward, we want to make sure that you all are aware that we're in early voting right now. And Staff Senate would love to remind you of the power of your vote collectively. And should you have any questions regarding voting, you can visit Vaqueros Vote under UTRGV's main page. And last but not least, we are putting our socials in the chats. So in case you have not given us a follow yet, we would love the chance to connect with you on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much. Where is the voting station? That is a good question. I believe it may go ahead and I'll put the Vaqueros Vote link in the chat for you all, because I know there's a few stations. Thank you so much, Christina. And that would be the end of the committee report, Madam President. Thank you.
Alrighty, the next committee would be the Constitution and Elections Committee.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yesenia. I'm the chair for the Constitution and Elections Committee. Just a little update. We got a new member. His name is Alexis Ochoa. He has decided to come into our committee to help us. We just got through meeting with the legal team to go over our changes to the Constitution. We just better verbiage to better understand it easily. The second thing that we're going into right now is the elections are coming up. So we need to get all that situated. That is our next project. But if you all don't have any questions for me, that's pretty much just our update. Just getting the Constitution updated and getting the elections ready. Hopefully by the end of this month we meet. So in another week we'll meet. Is that right? Yeah. We'll meet and get all that stuff together so that we can get the elections ready. But thank you all for your attention, and I'm going to pass it over to Omar Nedzelski.
Thank you, Yesenia. So
Thank
good morning,
you.
everyone. My name is Omar Nedzelski. I'm the chair for the Business Processes and Staff Support Committee. For our committee report, we have a few items to share with you. I'll first start off with saying that we have a new co-chair, Dr. Miraida Torres Avila. She's our staff senator, also from the Division of Research. So welcome, Dr. Torres. If you would like to just say hello to everyone so that they could virtually meet you, I'll give you some time. And I know she was coming off of a training, so she may not just be here yet, but I'll circle back at the end. For our next item, we have established a new committee email, and it'll be used to send out communication regarding any feedback that we receive from the Staff Senate feedback survey. This will help us organize and track the feedback submissions within our committee, and that email is staffsenatefeedback@utrgv.edu. I do want to stress that it does not replace the current process of using the survey to submit feedback to the Staff Senate. And I just shared the link in the chat. That way you guys can continue using that. The next item, we have one new feedback submission from a staff member with the Office of Student Success. It's a request for consideration from possibly HR benefits on feasibility in assisting employees who are student loan borrowers have their retirement contributions go to the employee's student loan payments rather than their retirement account. This is in reference to the Secure 2.0 Act of 2022. And when we get a comment or a response from HR benefits, we will share that with the Staff Senate. The last items that we have, follow-up comments provided by departments on previously submitted feedback. I'll start off with campus facilities on the state of the Bronx Trail maintenance. Abraham Hernandez shared some funding has just been approved for brick column repairs and lighting upgrades for the Bronx Trail. This project will be initiated in the next couple of weeks once a scope of work is developed. And our last comment by HR compensation on staff salaries. due to inflation. Christina Chavez mentioned leading up to the merit process, Dr. Bailey announced that the starting salary for UTRGV would be increased to $16.25. As part of that, 400 salary ranges were reviewed and adjusted to adjust ranges and avoid compression between different salary ranges or as part of the regular salary review. Overall, this fall 2023, UTRGV conducted merit and salary range adjustments. Salary ranges are reviewed on average every 3 years. And I'm going to share a link that President Bailey shared with us back in September of 2023 as a refresher. And I'm going to circle back to Miraida. Dr. Torres, are you here? And she's not.
No, okay.
Oh yeah, there you are. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
So
Can you
welcome,
hear
Dr.
me?
Torres. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, well, nice to meet you all, and I'm excited to keep supporting the committee and answering all your questions and concerns and trying our best to keep getting that answer and or guiding in the process. Thank you.
So fun fact, I was a student of Dr. Torres in my undergrad. So it's exciting that she's part of our committee and also my co-chair. Thank you for your attention, and please feel free to reach out to us with any questions or further feedback. And next, I'll pass it on to Mr. Lozano from the Staff Success Committee.
Excuse me. Thank you, Omar. I'll try to speak slowly because I don't want to be coughing out here, having a cough attack. But I hope everybody's doing well. It is a time of the year that we're going to have our Staff Appreciation Week. So before anything, I do want to do a big shout out to Karen from the marketing, Karen Dorado, who's been helping us do a whole lot of this. The back work of it. She's an old high school friend, and I just see her as a sister. So big shout out to her and her team once again. I do want to thank HR, the wellness area, athletics, the UREC, Chartwells, who's helping us out, the bookstore, colleges, and different offices are like helping us donate some stuff, some swag that we're going to be giving out for the event during our breakfast coming up February 29th, which will be in Edinburgh and McAllen, and Friday, March the 1st, will be Brownsville and Harlingen. So we'll be at 4 different locations, different staff centers will be in different areas. So you could just kind of say hi to those who are present, pick up some swag, pick up a taco as well. So it's a small little token of appreciation for everybody who's been helping us out. Run the university itself, right? A lot of staff, a lot of faculty takes the president down to run such a big institution. So on behalf of our committee, we want to make sure we try to make the best we can with this event. But we hope to see everybody there. Once again, Thursday, February 29th, Edinburgh and McAllen. Friday, March the 1st, Brownsville and Harlingen. You will be getting an e-blast email from the marketing team very soon on that. That is the end of my report, Madam President.
I will now move to open the floor for public comments and questions.
Hi, everybody. I do have a couple of announcements. Nina Barrientos with Employee Engagement and Employee Wellness. Veronica, will you be able to share those slides for me? Thank you.
Yes, let me see if I can get somebody to share them right now.
I really enjoyed all of the presenters today. A lot of really good information, good updates, exciting growth with the university. Thank you to all of our staff senators who work so hard to get them here.
I'm so sorry. I was having some technical difficulties.
Let me go ahead and I can share.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies.
Can you guys see my screen?
It's still loading, Veronica.
Oh, okay. I think my Zoom just quit, so hopefully we
It's
don't lose.
okay. No, you're fine. You know, I can just go ahead and just verbally give the announcements. I love visual effects, but it's perfectly fine. I know you guys also share this information towards the end, so not a problem. So I did want to say that for our Team Excellence Award nominations, so we really want to try to highlight as many of the team-based great efforts from like 2022, 2023. So we've extended the open nomination timeframe. The deadline has been extended to February 27th, which is this coming Tuesday. So the Team Excellence Award, the recipients, these selections are based on the impact that the teams have made on the institutional core priorities, as well as how their teamwork reflects the institutional values throughout the development and implementation of the project. The award recipients of the Team Excellence Award will be presented at the upcoming Staff Service Awards ceremony. And I am going to put the link to the nomination form that has not just the form, but additional details on the award itself in our chat. So please feel free to visit. Thank you. There it is. Thank you. Basically what I just said is displayed there, and then it's a picture of the team that won last year, Energy and You. Thank you so much for that. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to employee engagement at utrgv.edu, and I'll be happy to assist you. Again, kind reminder, the deadline is this coming Tuesday, February 27th. So if you happen to be working on getting your packet together, you still have some time, or maybe you know someone within your department or other departments that you may recommend them to submit a nomination, please do so. Please encourage them to do so. We have a lot of outstanding teams out there that provide so much to the university, and we want to be able to recognize and thank them. The other announcement is that we are proud and happy to introduce a new award. It's going to be the Divisional Bravo Vaquero Spirit Award. What this is going to be an award that goes to the UTRGV division that earns the highest percentage number of eligible Bravo Vaqueros that are submitted to our Bravo board. The award will be announced during our Staff Service Awards, just like our Team Excellence Award. And the qualifying Bravos that are posted on the board are going to be the ones from September 1st through March 1st of 2024. And I know March 1st is around the corner, but doesn't mean that you can't stop submitting the Bravos. For those who don't know what a Bravo is, the Bravo Vaqueros is a peer recognition initiative that provides employees an opportunity to recognize another UTRGV employee and to acknowledge them who demonstrate the Vaqueros culture of service excellence, qualities, and values. When you submit a Bravo award, the supervisor of the recipient gets a notification, and then that award gets posted on what we call the Bravo board. And that is public for all of our employees. If you want more information on Bravo Vaqueros, or you want to know how to submit a Bravo, I am providing the link in our chat as well for you guys to copy and take with you. And those are my two announcements. I'm really excited for the upcoming staff awards. We are going to recognize about 376 employees who have reached their milestones of service. So congratulations and thank you. Again, any questions can come out to employee engagement. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Nina. Is there any other public comments?
I do see some in the chat.
Do we have a system where we give tokens or coins as gratitude for their service?
Yes, so the milestones of service are increments of 5 years. So every 5 years, employees will receive a certificate as well as a service pin that has 5 years, 10 years on it that you can wear. The system that we're doing it, that we've done before in the past, just like last year, is employees that have years of service, 5, 10, and 15 years. we are going to mail their certificate and service pins to their campus locations about 2 weeks prior to the event. We do encourage them to attend the ceremony and wear their pins. Although they're not going to be asked to go up on stage, they will be asked to stand and be recognized during the presentation. As for individuals with 20+ years, they will receive their certificate, a pin, as well as a plaque during the event that will be presented by their division lead, and they'll be asked on stage. Following the event, we always have a nice reception. Do know that all of our employees are invited to attend. So even if you're not being recognized or you're not a recipient yourself, we do encourage you to attend and just to congratulate and celebrate with us, with your colleagues. So when you receive that invitation, write it down. We have it in Edinburgh and in Brownsville. So we hope to see you there.
The question was regarding on Bravo coins, where we would get 50 coins a month and give them out throughout the weeks.
At this time, we don't have that initiative, but I really like the idea and I can definitely take that back.
All
Thanks,
right.
Eva.
Thank you. Any other updates? Public comments? Would anybody like to? Alrighty. If there aren't any further public comments or questions, we will now move to make a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion on the floor?
I move to adjourn the staff senate general meeting for the month of February.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Is
Or
there
Yesenia.
is there any debate or discussion? Debate or discussion? Debate or discussion? All those in favor, please state aye in the Zoom chat. All opposed? Any abstentions?
Okay. With that, the meeting is adjourned at 10:49 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.